A few minutes ago, the Ministry of Defense of the Russian Federation officially announced that over the past day, the troops of the group of forces under the designation South had liberated two strategically important settlements. In particular, we are talking about such settlements as Grigorovka and Ostroye. Let me remind you that the village of Ostroye is located in the Kurakhovo direction of the front. To this settlement, the Ukrainian Army units fled after the surrender of the city of Krasnogorovka to Russian troops. As for Grigorovka, this village is located north of the city of Chasiv Yar. It is worth noting that the loss of this settlement significantly worsened the Ukrainian Army's position in Chasiv Yar direction of the front, since now Russian troops received the opportunity to cover the city of Chasiv Yar also from the northwest. Official representatives of the Russian military department also commented on the situation around Vuhledar. According to them, units of the 72nd Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine are desperately trying to flee Vuhledar in a northwesterly direction. However, it is becoming increasingly difficult for Ukrainian army units to leave this city with each passing hour. The fact is that Russian troops not only took under fire control of all escape routes of Ukrainian troops, but also seized the main highway leading to Bogoyavlenka. By the way, the Ukrainian and Western media have already begun to declare that the city of Vuhledar allegedly has no strategic importance, and that the loss of this settlement allegedly will not cause damage to the Ukrainian army from a military point of view. All this indicates that the Ukrainian and Western media have begun to prepare their audience for the loss of the city of Vuhledar by the Ukrainian army. Let me remind you that the Ukrainian and Western media stated the same thing during the loss of such cities as Bakhmut, Avdiivka, Soledar, Mariupol, Ukrainsk, Krasnogorovka, and Mariinka by the Ukrainian army. According to them, all these cities allegedly also have no strategic importance from a military point of view. As for the Pokrovsk direction of the front, Russian troops are also continuing their successful offensive there. It is reported that as of September 26, 2024, Russian troops continue to successfully destroy the Ukrainian army's defensive lines in Mirnograd, Sukharino, and Seledovo areas. At the same time, it is worth noting that the Russian High Military Command ordered the Russian troops to stop the offensive on the settlement of Gornyak. The fact is that the Russian General Staff, after analyzing the situation on the battlefield, concluded that the Russian army should not waste the effort to capture this settlement. Russian generals are well aware that Ukrainian troops will have to voluntarily surrender Gornyak as soon as the Russian army liberates the settlement of Sukharino. There was an operational pause in the Kursk direction of the front. Over the past 48 hours, the intensity of hostilities in the Kursk region has decreased significantly. The war correspondents also noticed this. According to them, the Ukrainian army has suspended its attempts to break through the defenses of Russian troops near the village of Veseloy, in the Glushkovsky district of the Kursk region. Moreover, Russian troops have also significantly reduced offensive actions in the area of the settlements of Lubimovka and Algovka, in the Koronevsky district of the Kursk region. Commenting on the current situation in the Kursk region, well-known Ukrainian politician Oleg Sarev expressed confidence that the formed operational pause in the Kursk region is the calm before the storm. In his opinion, the Russian army is preparing for new offensive actions in the Kursk region, as a result of which the Ukrainian troops will eventually lose control of the remaining territories and will be forced to flee to the Sumy region. The well-known military journalist and expert Yuri Podolyaka fully agreed with the statement of the Ukrainian politician. In his opinion, in the Kursk region, the Russian army is indeed preparing for new offensive actions, as a result of which events will develop precisely on the initiative of Russian troops. According to the expert, the Ukrainian army was almost completely exhausted, and therefore abandoned attempts to break through the Russian defenses in the area of the village of Veseloy. Yuri Podolyaka stressed that the Ukrainian High Military Command finally realized that the Ukrainian army would not be able to break through the defenses of Russian troops in the Glushkovsky district and go behind the enemy lines. Against this backdrop, the Ukrainian command began to pull reserves into the Volgovka area in order to break through the Russian defenses and reach the city of Rilsk. However, due to the constant work of Russian combat aviation, the Ukrainian army is unable to concentrate its forces for a full-scale attack. Yuri Podolyak expressed confidence that the Russian General Staff is well aware of the exhaustion of the Ukrainian troops and is preparing a decisive blow to the enemy, as a result of which the Ukrainian army will be completely dislodged from the Kursk region. Meanwhile, the coordinator of the Russian underground in Ukraine, Sergei Lebedev, reported on the brilliant operation of the Russian military in the Odessa region. According to him, on the night of September 25, Russian ballistic missiles destroyed the Chabanka boarding house in the suburb of the city of Yuzhny. As it turned out, at the time of the missile strike, NATO officers were in the building of this boarding house, along with their Ukrainian colleagues. According to Sergei Lebedev, as a result of this missile attack, about 30 enemy officers were killed. Moreover, Sergei Lebedev also reported that on the same day, Russian ballistic missiles also destroyed a bulk carrier in the port part of the city of Yuzhny. According to him, this bulk carrier arrived at this Ukrainian port on September 24, and there were hundreds of missiles for American F-16 fighter jets in the holds of this vessel. Thus, this is the second bulk carrier that has been destroyed by the Russian military over the past 7 days. Let me remind you that 3 days ago, the Russian military also destroyed a bulk carrier that was heading to the port of Odessa with dozens of ballistic missiles on board. Back then, the Russian military department reported that this ship was used by the North Atlantic Alliance to transfer valuable military cargo to Ukraine, and that is why the Russian armed forces had to destroy it. Back then, many experts called what happened in the Black Sea a major escalation of the conflict. Moreover, many experts expressed confidence that Russia will continue to destroy ships with military cargo for Ukraine. And, as time has shown, these experts turned out to be right.